Ben Honeycutt here. I am making this Facebook Live video today because the open world cause needs your help. Um, it's been, it's crazy because I'm realizing now as I say this that next year will be our 10th anniversary that we have been an organization trying to support schools around the world for almost a decade now. And that's kind of amazing as I say it now. Today, I'm actually wearing one of my most treasured possessions. This is a shirt that I got in Tamil in Kathmandu in Nepal. And the meaning of this symbol right here, this is the Om symbol, the symbol that you hear during meditation. It's actually spelled like this. It's the OM symbol. And some translations, being a history teacher and a huge nerd about this, some translations actually spell it as a UM. It's said just before a lot of Tibetan Buddhist and Hindu meditations and prayers. And some historians actually make the argument that the sound actually comes from the same roots as Amen. A term I have been saying at the end of my prayers as a Baptist for my entire life. And why I mention this, why I talk about prayer and reflection, is that I've been doing a lot of reflection about the open world cause. And we need your help. We are about $3,000 behind our targets today, or behind our targets for the year. And the reason for this is that two of our main sponsors that we got while we were students at KU, one of the sponsors was an organization in Kansas City that allowed us to volunteer. We would send about 5 to 10 volunteers, and they would pay us hourly directly to our organization. And we would get about $1,500 to $2,000 a year through this work. Unfortunately, real life happened. We graduated and are now the members of our organization. A lot of our members of our organization are now adulting, and we just don't have the student volunteers that we used to. We have incredible student volunteers at KU, at K-State, and at a lot of places, but we just simply don't have the numbers that we used to. And so that's $1,500 to $2,000 in donations that we no longer have access to with the Open World Cause. Another sponsor that we had at KU was a company in Wichita, Kansas, and this company has donated between $500 to $1,500 a year since 2014. And they always did that, though, with the knowledge that some years they might have to skip. They might not be able to donate to us some years, just depending on what their financial situation looked like. And 2019 was the first year that this company could not donate to us. So because of that, we are about $3,000 behind. And I had to have a very difficult conversation about a week ago, because this was the first time ever that the Open World Cause actually missed a donation to the Trika School in Nepal. And this conversation was very difficult for me because this is some of the incredible students at the Trika School in Nepal, and missing this donation because we weren't able to make this donation in February, it makes it very difficult for the school to provide school lunches to their students. And when these students do not have access to school lunch, we have found that before we had the school lunch program in Nepal, only 24 students were able to attend the school. And when we actually would sit down with these families in Nepal, we discovered that the reason why only 20 students attended the school was because of the lack of a school lunch program at the Trika School, because parents simply could not afford to send lunch with their students if their students were to attend school, if their children were to attend school. And so when we were in Nepal, we actually found that there were dozens of students or of children who weren't attending school and didn't have access to a school, but could have access if the Trika School had a school lunch program. So while we were in Nepal, we made the decision, the 5 of us there made the decision to start funding a school lunch program that would cost about $6,000 a year. And since that time, as of this year, there are now 80 students that attend the Trika School because of that program. Unfortunately, because we were behind on our targets, that puts this program at risk, that puts this school at risk, that puts the Trika School at risk. And something that's very difficult for me is that I often think about what happens if the Open World Cause is unable to provide the donations and the support that the Trika School and the HIP Africa School in Kenya so badly needs. I look at these pictures all the time and think about the time that I spent in Kimilili in Kenya. And so what this is today, after a lot of reflection, I am thinking about how we can transition from a student organization at KU to a nonprofit organization that simply has the renewable support that we need in order to support these incredible people in Kenya and Nepal. And so what I would love is if any of you have any ideas, any companies that are looking to support a cause, such as providing teacher salaries in Nepal and Kenya, providing school lunch programs in Nepal and Kenya. What can we do? Who can we connect with that could help us provide support to these incredible people? We are open to any ideas that you might have. These ideas can range from simply people who are looking to volunteer, people who are looking to support us, or people who might have ideas as to how we can fully transition our organization. With running Open World too, since a lot of us have now graduated from college, a lot of the people who help run the organization have had to take steps back. And so because of that, we also don't have the amount of people working for our organization that we used to in the past. That's an okay thing. I think being able to transition as an organization is going to be a really important thing. And that's why I would love to start a conversation about what we could do in order to get the support we need, but also to take that support and transition it to these absolutely incredible students. I have been asked for totals. So what do we need? What's the total that we need? As an organization, we need $12,500 in donations in order to help both the Trika School and HIP Africa School in Kenya function. If we could get to a point that we had $12,500 in renewable donations every single year, we would have enough to thrive as an organization and help these schools get the support that they need to stay open for the indefinite future. And so whatever we can do to get to that $12,500 number with regularity would be incredible. Those of you who are looking to sponsor students, if you are interested in helping a student go to school in Nepal and Kenya, it costs $15 a month to help send a child to school in either Kenya or Nepal. And that $15 a month, if you're interested in making that donation, that can be found at the link on my status. And we also are working to provide updates so that you know that your contributions, the impacts that your contributions are making for students in Kenya and Nepal. With that said, thank you all who have joined me for this Facebook Live video. Any ideas that you might have, any companies that are looking to really get behind a good cause, we would love to start that dialogue today. Thank you all so much, and please comment on my status, shoot me an email or a text, really anything to get started on a fun idea that could really make an impact for students around the world. Thank you.